that we have, and we're working and have worked the last couple of days to find a solution if it should happen, and so I hope that we have a solution very, very soon.
Oh, good. So you're fairly confident then that you'll be able to get a more experienced goalkeeper in?
First, it's a very, very difficult situation to go on the loan market now, and then to find the profile who has all the things we're searching with a goalkeeper. But we're working hard to find one who can fit us right now and help us in the near future, and I'm convinced that we can find a okay solution here.
Right, good. Would that be, because you can do loans for a week for an emergency, or could potentially Sheffield Wednesday keep that player for the time you think Piers Charles would be absent for?
This is what we are working at right now, to find a solution for a goalkeeper who can be here for a longer period. So we not only have him for 7 days; it will be very short.
Wouldn't it just? Piers Charles, because of who he is and what he is and his ability, was linked with moves elsewhere this summer. Do you think that injury may affect that then?
I've said all the time that I hope he will stay here, and that I know that we will do everything to keep him here, and I hope, doesn't matter what, that when the transfer window is closed, that Piers is a part of Sheffield Wednesday. He has a big job to do here, and we have a big belief, a big trust in him. So I find that we are a fantastic club for him right now.
Following on from the match against Stoke, from an injury perspective, is everybody else okay?
Yes, everybody else is very okay.
Over the course of the week then, what have you sought to work on to try and improve on?
I think it was very clear in the Stoke game that we had a poor beginning of both halves, but I also think it was very clear that we could compete on a very equal level in many phases of the game. I had two defensive things. The distance between the front three was too big, so we was a little bit too open. And then our back five was the way they're pushing up to keep a small net, defensive net, but also how we slide. It was have been two defensive themes. We also have worked with the game on the ball, because I think the courage to play more with the ball. We need more of this, not to play naive football. This is not what I want, but we don't. We need to put more intensity in our movement when we come on the ball, where when we working hard defensively, but we also have to work hard when we get the ball, and not only rest from the physical side. So there has been different theme for the week, and I have to say the boys. We made evaluation of the Stoke game. We had a really good Tuesday training, small areas with a lot of intensity, included some tactical things. Wednesday we was in 11v11, and today we have had with less intensity but a lot of tactical stuff. And one thing is the discipline and to do things, but you can feel the players when they do it with passion, or they only do it when the coach said, okay, you have to do it. Oh, okay, I have to do it. But this passion the boys have had the last 3 training days has been amazing, and the energy has been good, and the toughness has been, I think we took a step up here also, and it's all things that is necessary for us to make the next steps.
You mentioned intensity last week after the game with us. Does it feel from a fitness perspective that you're still almost in pre-season? Because look, it was halted a bit, wasn't it? That it's going to take a few weeks for the players that are available to you to get fully up to pace.
Yeah, every week we have, and every normal week we have without a midweek game help us, because then we can train more. We can train with more intensity. So it has been a good week for us, and now we are ready for the next game and to take the next step as a team.
When you are seeing training days like Tuesday, then that the players' morale, despite everything, is obviously quite good. Then, isn't it? That they're committing to what you want them to do.
We're all hating to lose a game, but it doesn't matter if we are losing or winning. We want to learn from the game, and for me, when I met the boys after 2 days off, then is to give them a perspective for. If we should play this game again, what would we change? What could we learn from this game? So if we play the game again, okay, then we will change this, this and this to increase the chance to win the game. And then we make a week plan with the different focus to what do we need to grow defensively? What do we need to grow when we win the ball? Where do we need to grow on the ball? And the players has been trained really well. And I think after the meeting Tuesday morning, the mindset was really in a clear direction for what we want to have more of instead of what we want to deny to do. So I'm happy for those 3 days.
Before we move on to the game itself, if I can ask 2 questions. One, in terms of, well, hopefully future planning, is anyone training with the football club, a free agent, for example, that you might want to try and bring in when you're allowed?
We have some few players who train with us. I know the club do everything what they can to change the situation so we can start to sign some players. But in the moment we have our senior players and we have a big group of under 21 and then we have 2 players who train with us. But this is how it is right now.
Yeah, and just with regard to a longer-term injury, Dishon Bernard, where is he with his rehab?
It's going really, really well, and I'm really, really looking forward. He has a test today. Today. And then we will know more about where he is for the next step in his development.
So it could be back sooner rather than later then?
Yeah, one of those 3 things, yes. But I think if we're thinking in October or November, we cannot say exactly when he wants to be back. Now the next step for him is to make those tests yesterday and today, and we get an answer, and then we know what is his next progression. And for me, it's important how much he is growing right now, also as a human, also when he's not playing, because he grow, and how I see he take a big responsibility in the group, how he support the young guys, how hard he is training. So I'm sure that we'll get a really, really strong Dijon back on the pitch soon again.
So finally then the game, Wrexham this weekend. What's your assessment of them right now?
First of all, I have a big respect for the manager, how he put a team together, and how everyone in the team have a big clarity for the job description what they have. They have a very strong team. They have got a lot of new players with big quality, so it's going to be a big challenge for us, but a challenge we're really looking forward to and to see where are we in relation to a team like Wrexham. So it's a very good team and a very structured team. So it's going to be a tough, but for sure a good match.
How important is it that if you can impose yourself first, because they're still getting used to the Championship right now?
I'm not sure that all the players need to get used to Championship with the level they are picking up players right now. I think they have enough Championship experience and more than this. So of course some of the players, but most of them are really strong Championship players. So I think they know what they have to be.
Best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Hi Henrik, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good stuff. Sorry, I know you've been asked about Pierce loads, but there was just a couple of things I wanted to double check with him. I saw he was named in the Northern Ireland squad today. Is that just because they've not been informed yet, or is he going to go there for testing or anything like that?
I saw it that he was named, and I know that the club and are in contact with the national team from Northern Ireland, and I'm sure they will find a way how they have to handle this situation.
No problem. And then just with regards to Pierce's injury, is it something that, because obviously his shoulders are very difficult, especially for a goalkeeper, is it something that he's going to need to have surgery with, or is it just like normal rehabilitation?
We are not quite sure for this yet. He has been by a specialist, and now we are waiting for the answer for in which direction it will go, so it can still go in both directions.
Okay, no problem. Sort of on the similar topic, Pierce is one of a number of young players that you've called upon so far this season. I want to ask, have you been have any of them surprised you in terms of the way that they've handled effectively being promoted into a first team player?
I think we have seen more of the young guys did it really well, and Ernie is one of the guys who is jump in on the deep water, and he played a really well game in Bolton. But I think a lot of the young guys have done it really well. And one thing is what all the fans see in the games, but the other thing is how they train in the daily training, because it's not so easy to come from under 21 or under 18 and just jump in a championship training. But how they're working generally is really, really good.
Yeah, because it is a big step, isn't it? Physically, mentally, like every element of the game stepping up. You mentioned Ernie by name, which was interesting. Obviously, centre back is an especially difficult position when you're going up against some of these big boys in the Championship. How impressed have you been with Ernie's development and the way that he's effectively jumped up 2 years?
I think we have Gab, who has developed a lot the last couple of months. Now Ernie, he makes some big step right now, and for me it's when young players are coming up, there is some physical parameters where what we look at: how fit are they, how strong are they, can they be a part of a championship game? And the other thing is mentally things. Because young players normally have 1-2 action, then they need a little rest, then they can have another action, a little rest. And I think he's really, really strong in this, that the internet he's using in his head is very strong. He's online all the time, and he's good to go from one phases of the game to the next phases of the game. So in this case, he's an adult player. Of course, he has a lot of things to learn, but he improved a lot in the moment. I'm really happy for what I'm seeing.
Yeah, just in terms of the emergency goalkeeper situation, I know you said that there's certain things that you're still trying to figure out. I know that with regards to like the 7-day loan, Premier League goalkeepers aren't allowed in that. Are you of the have you been informed that you could potentially get a Premier League goalkeeper and that a longer loan may actually be possible?
We hope, we know the 7 days, but we also hope that we can do something longer. So now we are searching the market, and then we'll see what is possible, what is not possible.
Yeah, no problem. With regards to a player that you know very, very well, Josh Windass. Mm-hmm. Obviously, nobody wants to see anybody injured, and I'm sure it's Josh will be gutted. But from a purely footballing perspective, does it make your life a little bit easier knowing that you're not going to have to deal with Josh Windass coming at you on the weekend?
Of course, Josh for me is a fantastic guy, and he's a fantastic player. So that he don't play, then we will do him a favor another day.
Yeah, fair enough. And one of the other attackers they do have, Kiefer Moore, he's a big lad. He's got a lot of experience at this level. Yeah. How much of a problem could he be this weekend? Especially if you are, using some younger defenders.
He's a fantastic championship player. He is strong, but one thing is to be strong. The other thing is to have good timing in your run, to go in the back of your defender so he can't see you and the ball at the same time, and then to find position. Who is painful for the defender. So it will be a big challenge, but we work to be prepared. On this case, of course, we do.
Just a little bit of off the field stuff. I know when we spoke last time, you said that you were sort of hopeful that you might have some progress in terms of coaches that could come in to help you. Where are you at with that? And in the meantime, have you been quite happy with how people like Andy Holdsworth and Giles Coke and Ben Ledger have all sort of stepped up when they've been needed?
If I start with the last question, I think they have done a great job. Andy and Giles, they're working a lot, and they try to do all what they can to support what we are doing, and they are growing every day, like the young players. They are young coaches, but they are growing, and they're growing really well. So I'm really happy for what they're doing, and the same for Ben. He worked very hard to do all what he can with the goalkeepers. Beside this, we are in a process, and we are coming closer and closer. We have found some guys we want to integrate to the team, and I hope that we can presentate them in the next couple of days.
Thanks, Will. I want to ask about the younger side in terms of the actual academy. There was some reports today that another young Wednesday player, Romario Collins, has moved on to Manchester City. Obviously, it's a difficult situation because the clubs like Sheffield Wednesday don't really have much power when Man City come knocking. But is it I suppose credit to the academy that players like Kalen, players like Romario are moving on to teams as big as Man City?
First of all, Romario is a fantastic player, strong left-footed centre back. He can play with older age also. Good technical player, good in the air, a very interesting player. And yes, it's difficult when Man City is coming, and it's difficult to compete with them. But now we sent 2 players to Man City in 2 months, and it's mean that we do something really good in the pre-academy and the beginning of the academy years when we have so good players. But it's also very clear that the future for Sheffield Wednesday should not be to send them away. We should keep them here because they should play in the first team in Sheffield Wednesday in the future. So it's mixed. I'm proud that we send players to one of the best academies in the world, in Man City, because we do some good work here. But it's also with the other eyes, I'm crying a little bit because we have to keep our best players because they have to come to the first team in Sheffield Wednesday in the future.
No, absolutely. Well, hopefully some of these young boys that are coming through now can show a proper pathway. And just lastly, again, it's not something that any of us want to talk about, but with regards to the financial situation at the club, we are approaching another payday. Has the chairman sort of given you any sort of reassurances that the club might be in a better position to pay them on time this month?
He gave me the information that he do all what he can to fix everything so he can pay salary and we can get new players.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for your time, Henrik. All the best this weekend.
Thank you.